Amesy here for Amesy's Antics. Welcome to my channel. I hope you are well today because we have a baking session to get stuck into. Now, I have previously made banana muffins when it was a peak of lockdown and I will link them above, but today I am bringing you a Lotus Biscoff spread flapjack recipe, and these are just amazing. They taste delicious, really nice and sweet, so if you've got a sweet tooth then these are for you. And if you want to give them away as gifts, you will be loved forever because these are just delicious. They combine the tastiness of Biscoff spread, the lovely caramelised cinnamon taste of the biscuits, with some white chocolate and that oaty flapjack taste. Oh, they are just amazing. And this recipe has actually come from Fit Waffle Kitchen, so I will link them down below so you can see their version. I have just altered the amount of ingredients in this to suit my baking dish, so if you want to make their size, then check out their measurements down below in the description box. So if you would like to see how to make Lotus Biscoff spread flapjacks, then let's get baking. To make the flapjacks, you are going to need 600 grams of oats. Porridge oats are fine here, as well as 300 grams of the Biscoff spread, plus 120 grams roughly for the topping, as well as 300 grams of golden syrup, 120 grams of light brown sugar, and 300 grams of butter. Ideally you want this to be unsalted. And for the topping, you are going to need 500 grams of white chocolate. You are also going to need a pre-lined baking tray with greaseproof paper. Now my tray measures 30 centimeters by 23 centimeters, or roughly 11 inches by 9 inches. So first thing you want to do is place a saucepan or frying pan onto the hob, ready to begin melting down your butter. Now you don't want this to be too hot as the butter will burn, so you want to gently melt this before adding in the light brown sugar and allowing this to dissolve. Now you'll see later that I do actually change up the pan because the pan is too small, so I would advise a nice big saucepan for this flapjack recipe. When the sugar has melted in, you then want to add in all of that lovely golden syrup. Look at it go, and allow this to melt into the butter mixture as well. And then to make these the Biscoff flapjacks, you want to add in that Biscoff spread and allow it to melt into that butter. Now it will start melting down, it won't stay as solid as it is here. And then this is where I realised I needed a bigger saucepan, so my advice is use a saucepan from the get-go and it'll help melt it all down together. Once everything is melted together, it is then time to add in the oats to the melted mixture, and this is why you need a big saucepan, because I have doubled the recipe. So you need double the amount of space. So yes, keep adding in the porridge oats and stirring it in, fully combining it with that nice Biscoff sauce that we are making. Once the oats and butter are all combined together, it is time to place them into your waiting pre-lined baking dish. Now I find it was easier to scoop a few in at a time before placing all of the mixture in, because the pan does get quite heavy. Then all you want to do is just smooth out the oats and making sure it's as even as possible on the top and reaching all of the corners of the baking dish. And then you want to place the flapjack mixture into the oven for 20 to 25 minutes on a gas mark 3 or 160 degrees Celsius, whichever oven you have, removing them after this time and allowing them to cool before making the topping. Now when they first come out of the oven, you will see that they are still a bit gooey-ish and a bit runny. It will start setting up as it cools. When the flapjack is cool, it's time to make the topping. So for the topping, you are going to need 120 grams of the Biscoff spread, 500 grams of white chocolate, and of course some lovely Biscoff biscuits to place on top. So start by melting down the white chocolate. Now I am doing this bain-marie style, I think that's how you call it, which is basically placing a bowl over a pan of boiling water and then reducing this to a simmer, and it should gently melt the chocolate down so it doesn't burn and stick to the bowl. Once the chocolate is more or less melted, you then want to melt your Biscoff spread in the microwave, and it'll go nice and runny like this. So then pour over the white chocolate all over that flapjack base, spreading this out as evenly as possible, making sure you scrape all of the chocolate out of the bowl. You don't want to waste any of this nice white chocolate now. Once all the white chocolate is on, it is time to take that melted Biscoff spread and drizzle this over the top of that white chocolate. You can do this in any fashion that you like and put as much or as little as you want on this. And then I am just going to make it into a bit more of a marble effect in a second. To create the marble effect, all you need is a toothpick or a skewer, something that's got a bit of a pointy edge, and just swirl the Biscoff spread and the white chocolate together, and it gives it this really nice marble look to the top of it. So just keep going until you get the look that you want. The more you mix, obviously, the more it's going to combine, so you don't want to over marble it, I guess, but just go with whatever look you feel like. And then to finish off the topping, it is time to add on some of those yummy Biscoff biscuits. Now mine actually held 15 of the biscuits when I spaced them evenly out. So that was 3 across by 5 down, which means 15 portions of these yummy flapjacks to enjoy. So just add on as many as you can, trying to keep them as even as possible because it does help when you are then cutting them down. And then finally, just to finish it off, drizzle over any of the leftover spread, just a little bit over each of the biscuits, just to give it that Biscoff on Biscoff. And they just look delicious. Allow these then to cool and harden. Let that white chocolate set up before you attempt to cut these into slices. Once the chocolate has set up, you can then cut down the flapjack into individual slices, and the Lotus Biscoff spread flapjacks are ready to be enjoyed. So there you have how to make your own Lotus Biscoff spread flapjacks. These are just amazing. I think they turned out so good, and they're even better the next day because they fully do harden up, and they're just a delicious sweet treat. And like I said, your loved ones and friends would love you forever if you gift them any of these because they are just amazing. I originally saw the recipe for this over on Metro News, and then found the link to Fit Waffle, and what an amazing recipe they have shared. So I knew I had to give it a go, have a taste of it, and then share it with you guys because these are just delicious. So if you've enjoyed the recipe and the video, then please do hit that big thumbs up like button, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well to keep up with more of my crafting antics. Usually there are lots of different crafty videos on here, but I do slip in a few baking ones, and a lot of travel inspiration as well for you to check out. So be sure to hit that subscribe button if you are not already subscribed, and don't forget to hit that notification bell as well, because that will tell you when my next video goes live, usually on a Sunday morning, but sometimes life gets in the way and it may not always happen that way. So if you click that notification bell, then that will alert you when the next video is going up. And check out my blog Ainsley's Antics, which is linked below, because there's always a ton more information over on the blog for you to check out. And with that said, I will see you in next week's video, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day and week, and I will see you next time. Happy baking! Bye!